Okay, and our next speaker is going to present in English. Please welcome Vladimir Gorshunov. He's got more than 10 years of experience in software development. He started as a developer, and now he's a senior technical program manager in Amazon. So welcome, Vladimir.
Thank you. Yeah. So, guys, it will be kind of open kind of discussion. So feel free to ask any question during my pitch. Feel free to ask any question after it. So feel free to join. Feel free to leave. Do whatever you want. Okay. Yeah. So as Nina start present me, my name is Vladimir. Right now I'm located in London, working in Amazon Development Center in London, and I'm responsible for retail catalog. So I'm the dude who owns systems that generate all our billions of items you can buy all around the world. Very exciting job. Also, I'm a founder in a small group of independent trainers who's delivering the best practices in project management, program management, Agile all around the world, called Agile Lab as well. And I am a trainer. I am a guy with practical experience. So, small disclaimer. Everything I'm talking today about and my presence here is not sponsored by Amazon, so I'm here as individual contributor. Sorry for that, guys. Basically, as I'm working in Amazon, it's a bit hard for me to show any picture as previous speaker like Vladimir Dobrov from inside the company, but Jackie will help me today, and it will be me and Jackie Chan. So, well, people is coming, let's get started. When I joined Amazon, everything looks amazing. Everything really looks amazing. What does it mean? So, welcome on board. You have already agile structure in Amazon culture. So you have two pizza team as a base core of any org structure in Amazon. So it's a joke that any pizza should be, you should be able as a manager to feed your team with two big American pizza. In UK it doesn't really work because big pizza is still much smaller than American one, but it works. So this means that you have your agile teams as a base of your org, so it's 6 to 8 to 10 people. And also Amazon is using Scrum naturally, right? You also have Kanban, we have mix of Scrum and Kanban, but like around 60% of teams say they are doing Scrum. It's interesting because they say they are doing Scrum. They are not being agile, they're just doing Scrum. And even this tiny difference is enough to see the impact, because we're having an annual technical engineering survey that shows that teams that are using Scrum already much happier than the rest of the company. And people who are using Scrum the right way at least have everything inside that prescribed by Scrum Guide, they're even more happier. And people who adopted some kind of other process like Kanban, Scrumban, or anything that fits their needs are even much more happy than the rest of the company, right? So everything looks amazing. Also, as you know, Amazon is a very technical company. We spent a lot of effort on engineering excellence, on technical excellence. What does it mean for me as a manager? For me, it means like one click, and your commit can go to the production worldwide. So we have continuous delivery, and we spent a lot of effort into our infrastructure. Also, it's really interesting because Amazon is a very frugal company. So we're not spending any dollars if it's not spent by obsession to customers. We're trying to be very obsessed by customers, and we're really trying to fulfill customer needs. What does it mean for us? That means that our engineering team, our software developers know how much money the hardware cost. So as you know, we are eating our own dog food, and all our services are running on AWS. It's natural. And also developers can request instances. So as soon as they see they need more for beta, gamma, prod, whatever they need, they can request more instances. But at the same time, they know how much we're paying for that. And there is kind of procedure of after approval. Right? There is a minimum bar that you can request for free, and if it's over this bar on the monthly basis, it's management require approval. It sounds great, actually. It works perfect. So you don't have any DevOps team or operations team who will tell you, yeah, everything is great, but we'll install your hardware in the next 3 months. So you are getting your hardware whenever you need. It's great. And also Amazon invests a lot of time in engineering excellence in general. So there are a lot of internal stuff that focused on the engineering excellence. When you are coming, even if you are a manager, you are more than welcome to participate into the engineering bootcamp to understand what system we use, how we use them, and so on. Even if it's one-time deal, you need to understand how company works. And there are a lot of internal conference, internal meetups, engineering excellence meetups, and so on, where people are sharing skills. There are special internal conferences when people present how they can think big and create exciting products from engineering perspective, right? So everything is amazing, but when I step into the details, you see a minor difference and minor problems that really affect product development, our great product development. So let's say it's day one, how I joined the company, everything excited. After 1 week, what I see? I see that Scrum Masters are actually guys with MBA. Real American top 10 MBA school. So we have very expensive Scrum Masters. And the Scrum Master is dedicated to one team. Amazing. Dude with MBA is doing Scrum Mastering. All my colleagues has either PhD or either MBA, and they are doing Scrum Mastering. Like, really? Okay. From other perspective, who is owning systems? Who is owning product? We have a senior manager, like directors. And he's a guy with a big head who knows everything. Because last 4 years he spent on reading tickets, bugs, issue tickets, and he's responding to these tickets. You know, imagine the head of department of 100 people is reading all the tickets that come into the system, and we have a lot of systems, guys, really a lot of systems. And he's replying. And he say, oh yeah, you can fix it by go for this attribute, update it, change it, redrive, and it will work on the daily basis for last 4 years. And this is the guy who have direct contact with Jeff B. Amazing. And he has 16 managers who's reporting to him. Just imagine how many systems we have behind it, right? How it's possible, how it works. So when I see this picture, I think that maybe I can do something better. Maybe I can change something. Jackie, so if you know that when you are studying on MBA courses, you are studying about 2 things. How to drive business, so they are trying to improve your entrepreneurship skills. They are improving your analytic skills, business analytics skills. A prerequisite to MBA course is Excel course, actually. You should be very great with your Excel and pivotal tables and everything like that. So you should be able to easily to combine data, present data, visualize data, and so on. So yeah, by the way, in Amazon we host the biggest, largest Oracle instance in the world. Statement. It's the biggest base. There is no, you will never find any bigger Oracle table in the world. It's Amazon. Yeah, so natural thing for these guys actually with entrepreneurship skill, with focus on business, on the KPIs, is driving product development, right? The success factor is how many times, how many of these MBA guys are spending with our internal customers. You know, who is customer for me for retail catalog? My customers is vendor managers. All around the world, it's our Amazonian employee who are dealing with our vendors like Nike, like, I don't know, Fitbit, and selling stuff through different marketplaces all around the world. They're all my customers. So my measure of success and measure for success for these guys actually, how many times they're spending with these guys, how easily and how many problems they're solving for them. So it really sounds like much more like product owner role, even product manager role actually. Because business has very high level needs that can't be covered by one team actually. So it's out of scope of their interests to be dedicated to one team. Because business problem can't be solved by this one team. One team is solving system problem, technological problem. They're solving problem of like become more responsible or process data faster, but not like as a business I need. When I publish something on the Japan marketplaces, it's different scale of question that team can fulfill because it's a large scale organization. So yeah, so first one, these guys should stop doing Scrum Mastering job and become at least product owner. This is what's on my head. Why? I think I explained, because it's a very massive conflict of interest. And how I was joking, we have very expensive Scrum Masters. So, and it's also a great idea that we can dedicate Scrum Master from engineering teams. There are a lot of enthusiastic, we are hiring and develop the best. So there are a lot of enthusiastic people who want to become Scrum Master, who want to get kind of people management skills. And it's really helpful with them, with their career, with their development, right? Sounds easy. How to make it happen? Any ideas? It's the first week, it was my first week in the company. Any ideas, guys? Really? How to change roles in the company when you have no authority, when you just joined? Sorry? Yeah, but this is already changes. The question is, first you need to sell this idea. You need to present this idea. So how to sell this idea? How to verify this idea? Start to do, okay, you have no authority, you're not manager. You have director over it, on top of it. You have vice president on top of it. You have senior vice president. And actually, that's interesting news. My senior vice president became CEO of Amazon. They know it. They know. We know the engineers know the cost of hardware. Managers know the cost of people. Interesting idea. Okay. Any other ideas? Show them funny pictures. Sorry, I have no cats. I have only dogs today with Jackie. Actually, my aha moment, I need to build community. So my first day started with a lunch with these guys. With lunch with these guys as my manager. And I was talking about like, you know, in my previous company, I was trying, you know, we have a community to share best practices, to share management experience. They say, yeah, it's a great thing. In our companies, we have the same in the past. And yeah, in Seattle, we have everything. They say, yeah, cool, but we're in London. Do we have something like that here? I say, not really. I say, okay. Guys, what do you think? We have 4 of us. Can we do it? Yes, we can. Cool. So basically, the changing mechanism was to introduce communities, to start talking with these guys on a weekly basis. Initially, say, oh yeah, let's meet up once per month. Say, once per month, it's, you know, it's very big luck. You start forgetting about things. But when you start talking with them, trying to understand their needs, their cases on the daily job, you just drive them to the directions that they start understanding their measure of success. The interesting thing, this MBA guys was really enjoying doing Scrum Mastering job. But the ultimate measure of their success was feature delivery. And they say, yeah, I'm cool with my team. Yeah, I'm not so cool with my feature deliveries. My annual review looks bad. This is the point. So guys, you have completely different KPI. You have completely different focus. And it was 1, 2, 3. Over the months, they say, yeah, it looks like we need to change something. We agree, we commit. Now I understand there is two authorities. There is process and people authority, there is product authority. And now we understand that we really want to spend more of our time with the product authority. Ideally, we want to step out of the teams. What do you think? What happened next? Any ideas? What happened next is pushback. And what happened next when they step out, when they was trying to step out of the Scrum Mastering jobs, they found, okay, we have annual planning. Amazon has an annual planning, so horizon is 1 year. Actually, for some products, the horizon is even bigger. I'm driving a program who has a delivery date like horizon of completion 2018. It's 2016, and this program started last year. 4 years program, really massive program. This is one problem. Another problem was when I say, okay, let's talk about business, let's talk about our features. They said, yeah, cool, but nobody knows what this department is doing. It was on the head of our senior manager who knows all the 16 teams, all the product, all the system, replying by the tickets and so on. He has a picture on his head. When I asked, okay, can I see all the project we're doing in parallel, or all the program we're doing in parallel? He said, not really, because if you have two pizza teams, they have different processes. Someone has Scrum, someone has Kanban, someone has nothing, ad hoc. Right? Someone used tools, someone used the tool different way. For some tools I have access, for some tools I don't have access. I can request access. But it still is not provide me any holistical picture. I can't see what the department is doing. Just understand. My department is London, Munich, New York, Seattle, and Chennai in India. I even can't see these people. I don't know what's going on actually. And nobody knows what's going on. We are writing weekly reports. What do you think? How many people read these weekly reports across the department? Vice president. Only one guy who's reading this report is vice president. And he was pushing us to make it in plain text so he can read it from his smartphone without going deep into the links. Well done. So no transparency on the execution. But also there is no transparency on the decision making. So when I joined, annual planning was over already. So what happened? I inherited 1 year of work without even knowing how the decision was made. Why you took this project or this program or this feature and not the other one. And what was other features? Because business was coming back for me and asking, oh yeah, what's about our great idea? Sorry, what idea? What are you talking about? Yeah, it was a dude before you, 6 months ago, he was talking without, he left company already, but we spent 2 days with him and we provide all our brilliant ideas. Said, okay, can you repeat? Said, no, dude, everything should be documented already, somewhere in Wiki. Yeah, and by the way, because Amazon is really a writing company, everything is documented in Wiki. Who read it? Yeah. The problem is, even if you read it, you just don't know how this information is up to date, because you have great wikis. Everybody writes wikis, but nobody promises it's up to date. This is the problem. You're reading about the project, reading about that. It's interesting solution. You start thinking how you can use it to solving your problems, to make some kind of automation. And after that, last phrase in the wiki is, oh yeah, by the way, this project is deprecated already. It's not live anymore. We killed him 3 years ago, or 5 years ago. Oh, it was a great idea in beginning of 2000, now it's dead. Thanks, guys. What's replaced it? Sorry, currently we are not delivering any new solutions to fix it. Cool, well done. So it sounds a bit different. So when I was talking about MBAs, it was about team level, and that we want to bring some people to the program level. Now it sounds like there is no transparency in the program level. There is no program management, actually. There is kind of program management. There is a portfolio management. When we plan the year, we have annual planning, and we have execution. But there is a gap between team and annual planning. Again, solutions sound simple, but sometimes it's a bit hard to implement them. Program board. Guys, we need program board. We need unified program board to see everything that's happened inside the department. You're implementing program board. This become a driver to introduce program structures. That you have initiative, you have program, you have project, you have epic or business epic, you have story, you have task, you have hierarchy. And after that, people start coming and say, okay, what the priorities? Why this program is more important than this one? Or we're changing the priority, or we're committed to deliver to Q2, now it's Q3. And because it's become inside one board, it forced people to explain, to write comments. Okay, I'm scoping this project because it's repeating the other project. So we're closing this request. It's not relevant anymore for this year. Cool. It's building transparency. Now you can get an online report, so you can go inside the tool and see everything. What this 100 people is doing, actually. What's the commitment? What's the plans? And at the end of the quarter, you just generate a big report from this stuff automatically to say, okay, this is what's our deliveries. This is a program we deliver. This is a project. This is a feature that goes live. This is what we expect to deliver, and it's not happened. And brings the question, why? And the most interesting insight is, okay, and this stuff is blocked. Why it's blocked? Why this project is blocked? Oh, we have no resources. Who knows about it? You know? And it brings us to the, kind of monthly management reviews. It was monthly management reviews, but it was like, okay, let's talk about what we have. My manager has one-to-one personal talks on the weekly basis with all his direct reporters, all the 16 people. He knows everything. Nobody else knows everything. And we need to synchronize inside the org. I'm really interested in why the project is postponed, because it affects my schedule. It affects my deliveries. So, it was kind of automatical, as soon as you get program board, you get interesting side effects like decision traceability. As I mentioned, people start writing, why? What's happened with this request? What's happened with this program? It brings the interesting question about responsibility. We have senior software development managers, SDM, it's a kind of market term already, who is responsible for the team. They are kind of resource managers. And they own everything. And program managers worked as assistants for them. So they assist and help them. Basically, software development managers act as product owner for the team, like team backlog owner, because team own different systems, and you should prioritize how this job is going through the team, right? And this is their responsibility. But this is bring to other points that actually program managers own programs. It's different scale. Now, please don't ask them to be Scrum Masters anymore. They own different thing. It was like, push back. Okay, it makes sense. Cool. What happened next? As I mentioned, pushback. It was really strong pushback. Initially, everybody was fine with that. When it come on the monthly execution, they say, no, I own this stuff. I want to be responsible. Why? Why people want to be responsible? Why people want to own resources, like development team, and own product description? Any ideas, guys? Why? It's overhead. Why? Feel of power. They want to control it. I am responsible. My annual review will show that I deliver this stuff. I have resources, I have context, I am classical project manager. I can do everything. I'm responsible for everything, and I can do everything. Again, in the real life, it really doesn't work because you should collaborate. You are not solid project. You have a lot of dependency. You imagine, in one org you have 16 teams. You work with 20 other teams, all outside the organization. You have customers all around the world. You should collaborate with them. So, how to deal with this pushback? Hackathon. It's funny, because in Amazon you have hackathons. It's a company strategy that each quarter or each half of the year, it really depends on organization structure and of org inside Amazon, you have developers, engineering hackathons. And the great thing how we use it, people are building prototypes, people are building concepts, present them, and some of them become real products, real systems. Because we're not asking people to create something weird, go wild. We ask people to generate ideas in the domain where they're working on right now. And it's really amazing. I can't tell you exact percent, but believe me, a percent is very high. The conversion rate between hackathon delivery to actual project, actual programs, actual products. As this is a very powerful thing that's already used by company. But what was the idea? Okay, we're managers. So what we can do? We can step in as engineers and help guys with the ideas generation, but we can do something more interesting. We can present our program management process as a product. So your process is also your product. It's kind of R&D. You present how your approach works inside the department or inside under the vice president structure, and how it helps teams to solve their needs, to fulfill their needs, right? Solve their problems. And it's amazing time, this hackathons is amazing time because the judgment comes from vice president, director of engineering, your senior managers, they're all in the, make a judgment on the hackathon project. And you have everybody, all people participate inside the hackathons. All people are listening for demos. And you have unique opportunities in the safe, it's kind of safe environment because it's hackathon, come on. Even if we did crap, it's happened. We tried to deliver our best. And engineers present their stuff, and after that managers say, yeah, by the way, guys, we can't do any technicals, but we did an amazing thing. Take a look at our ideas about how we can reorganize this department or how we can reorganize this org. It's flight really well. You get recognition. You get visibility. Everybody listen for you. Even like, that's fun. But let's listen. That's interesting. We're all engineers, but what managers can present us? Why is they thinking this is important? Why is they thinking this is a project? Because it will work much worse if we'll say, okay, guys, next week we're having a meeting when managers will present new way how we will going to work here. Let's say, what? Again? And hackathon, it's fun. It's dynamic. You have 5 minutes to pitch it. You need to sell it to developers. It's flight really well. What's the side effect? As I mentioned, visibility. You got visibility across the org, across big org. With the people, you got visibility to the people you even never see in person because they work in Chennai and they will never come into London or Seattle. This is an Indian team. Or Munich has a technical support team who's sitting in Munich. They're really happy with Germany. They don't want to travel. Either you're going for them, either you invite in such kind of activities. You influence people because people are listening. And, it's reduced the level of skepticism. Because, what engineers thinking, what managers is doing in such a big org. They have predefined roles, so what we can expect from them. And here you start influencing people. And this is also a point to start kind of involve more and more people in your management community of process improvement. Like engineers start saying, oh, you're doing cool things, guys. We really wanted to contribute. We want to participate. Yeah, we're open. Feel free to join us. Even from other locations, we set up video bridge, video conference, predefined time. Feel free to join us. We're welcoming you to participate, to contribute inside this community. Yeah, and you're getting more and more people on board. As you're getting more and more people on board, people start leading changes, driving the changes across the org. What happened next? Portfolio. As I mentioned, you have annual schedule, and new annual scheduling point is coming. And all the last year, it was done in Excel. and put it in SharePoint, and everybody forget about it after that. Doesn't really work well. Again, we already have program board. We can do portfolio board. So what's the difference? There is no difference. This is the same thing, but there is a bit different workflow. You start putting your business request inside it. You bring visibility and traceability. Now when your business is coming to you next year and ask, hey, how's it going with my request? You promised me to make it in Q3. So yeah, here it's in schedule. We're agreeing with that. We are moving to this. It's scheduled. This is implementation. This is a team. This is a manager you can talk with. It's great. Because it's become a tool, they even can't, it's reduced number of contexts even. So they see what's going on. They get a notification when you start working on this request, or epic or feature, whatever. It's make also decision traceable. So now you can explain, so why we accepted your request or why we reject your request. It's become mandatory to provide a feedback, to triage and provide a feedback to the guy for the business who make a request for us. And now you start understanding, and management start understanding that actually annual portfolio process, it's a process. It's not one-time activity how it was before. You are still have open gate for requests that come through the year. You still accept it. I can say why, because our delivery is, we're delivering only around 50% of the programs or features we planned initially. So what happened with other 50%? We're getting new jobs through the year. One has become visible through the portfolio board. Now we understand how it works, how we prioritize our program, request, project, and so on. Aha moment. You're sending surveys. You're sending surveys as technical survey. You're sending management surveys. After each quarter planning, you're sending a survey to ask how it's going, and you start getting positive feedback. They say, that's great, it works. Now I understand what other team is doing. Now it's become visible. Because for me, for example, it's really hard to catch up when you're on a big phone call who is speaking. But when we're on a big phone call with video and with a shared program board, now I can understand who's speaking, what he's talking about. I can dive deep and understand what this program is about, or project about, what the feature is about, right? So, what do you think? Is it? Not really. I want to wrap up some points that happen here. First of all, such changes is not possible to make. Any kind of such change is not possible to make without senior management support. So you should involve them. You're starting from communities, and you involve them, and the community help you to present ideas. And after that, when they say, "Oh yeah, it looks amazing," let's make a pilot, or let's try. You should make these ideas visible. Try to find the way how to visualize. In my case, it was hackathons. But it also can be community. It can be quarter meetup, whatever. Or you can go for the trip to all locations, say, hey guys, this is nice to see you, I'm in you, and I have a brilliant idea. And I'm really interested in your feedbacks. You set up community of practice. It's kind of mandatory thing, because without it, it's, we're telling for our development teams, like you have retrospective, you should constantly improve. But how your management is constantly improved? Do you have dedicated time when they meet up, think about how it's going and what they can start doing better? Not really. We was talking about value teams, but again, even value teams are quite isolated. And we want to make a horizontal slice of all managers who can come and talk about their problems, or talk about the great ideas they have, or talk about what they tried and fail or win, And this is community, because it's a safe environment. Everybody is equal. When we're working, you can be my manager, or I can depend on you. But now we're equal. In community, we're just discussing cases. Yeah, but it's not it. There is more things that come. All this process took around 6 months. It's really fast. In Amazon, just imagine, Amazon has 230,000 employees all around the world. Almost 250,000 employees. You can imagine how big orgs we have. Yeah, I will speed up a bit. What happened next after that? They say, oh yeah, Now it's get visibility to your vice president and say, yeah, dude, that's great. Can you do it for my direct reporters? And he has 40 managers, and each of these managers has around from 10 to 30 managers. So you can imagine the scale of this group. It's completely different scale. Say, yeah, we have guys who can help us. We have guys who can help us. And you step out, step into the new level. Now it's vice president level. And you work with managers of managers of managers to help them to build such things. And other departments, like my vice president is e-commerce, right? But there are other departments, like there is an AWS department, there is a Fresh department, there is Kindle department, and they say, yeah, it looks interesting what you're doing here. Can we clone the success? Can we clone it? Can we adopt it? Dude, can you talk about it? Or can you give us your wiki to read about it? Or can you make us a demo? Or can you talk about our internal conference? Or what can you do for us? Yeah, sure, no problem. So you share these ideas. There is some stable communities. In Amazon, it was, for example, Scrum trainers community. It was a core Agile community inside Amazon. It was trainers who delivered Scrum workshop inside Amazon. And you come for this community and say, yeah, we have great ideas. Do you want to talk about it? It's interesting. After that, you start contributing to the communities. You develop and say, okay, you have Scrum workshop, but we don't have Kanban workshop. Let's develop it. We have no product ownership workshop. Let's develop it. We have no program management workshop. Let's develop it. When we develop program ownership workshop, it's allowed to spread the ideas across the org. Yeah, and other orgs start adopting this approach. They say, yeah, it looks very similar to what we are doing, but we want to tweak tiny things that now it become much more efficient. Aha moment. This is a story about scaling Agile. I tried to avoid any particular words or frameworks that's used inside the story. It's just a story how you can transform or change or improve the way how the big company, success company, is doing product development. So you have your foundation, you already have your Agile teams. You have your portfolio. The weak area is program management. And there are a lot of different ways how you can improve it. But this is one of the stories. Questions?
Let's say thank you to our speaker. Now it's a questions time. Please raise your hand if you have questions.
Yeah, feel free to ask on Russian and I can translate.
No worries, I can ask in English. So, my name is Eugene, I'm a project manager. So, when you came to Amazon, it's obviously a very mature company. So, did you see the exact weak points that you should improve to add those communities, or you're just, I don't know, experimenting? Because I remember that you were talking about MBA not being that satisfied as his team is part of that success. So was this just, I don't know, a way to reach your goal, or was it really a thing that you wanted to improve?
It was kind of a real thing. You know, companies really mature. I'm not telling that Amazon is not, it's a really mature company with a very big focus on customers and on process, on engineering excellence. I was mentioned a couple of times that engineering excellence is perfect. Like engineering culture is perfect. Portfolio is in place, they understand their goals, they have very clear vision where they're going. But between engineering and portfolio, there is area for improvements. There is a gray area for improvements. And this is how it works. Any other questions?
Please raise your hand if you got a question to get a mic.
Yep.
Okay.
Just a quick one. Which tool are you using for this portfolio work?
It's a great question. Initially, Amazon used Jira, but Jira is a deprecation path. You have no Jira anymore. Amazon developed the internal tool called Simple Issue Manager, SIM. And I can answer why. Because when you got a scale, more than 10 million tickets, and we have much more than 10 million tickets, it's become a problem of, with Jira performance and all this stuff. And you wanna to roll it out, this tool, across the org. So everybody from guys who's pushing a trace on the fulfillment network to top manager use unified tool. So you should develop something yourself.
Hello. And when you started working on Amazon, what was your role? What was your job? Was you a project manager, or and why did you start thinking about the scaling agile?
Let me quickly go back. Yeah. So nothing changes in my title. I am Senior Technical Program Manager. The problem is program management, technical program management, or TPMs. It's a very ambiguous role. You're doing, as I mentioned, you can do Scrum Mastering, you can act as a product owner, you act as business analytic, product specialist, process guy, program guy, execution guy, onboarding guy, and so on. It's how we're trying to formulate this role. You are a glue inside the organization. You are responsible to make things happen across teams. So, and it's up to you how to find the efficient way. When I see it, I understand I will not succeed as a Scrum Master, even as a product owner, because I have programs where you have 12 teams. I can't be Scrum Master for 12 teams. Even product owner for 12 teams, it doesn't sound cool for me. And it's not my solid program. I have a couple of such programs. So I need to change something to be successful. Any other questions?
Okay, if no more questions, then we're about to have a lunchtime. So let's say thank you again to Vladimir, and we can move to the lunch area.
Thank you, guys. Thank you for coming.